1000 ಹೊರದಲ್ಲಿ. So in my last period we study stress and strain. There are three types of stress and three types of strain we have studied in my last period. Now today's period, our next article is Hooke's law. So we studied Hooke's law. Robert Hooke is an England physicist who studied the strain of a wire and he formed a law. That law is called as Hooke's law. So we study statement of that law. The statement we can write it as within elastic limit. Within the elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to the strain. Stress is directly proportional to the strain. That statement is known as Hooke's law. Here we write here formula for Hooke's law. So we write here stress divided by strain is equal to constant. Stress divided by strain is equal to constant, and that constant is called as modulus of elasticity. That constant is called as modulus of elasticity. So we define modulus of elasticity is defined as it is the ratio of stress to the strain. Stress to the strain is called as modulus of elasticity. This modulus of elasticity is also defined in terms of a graph. When we draw a graph of stress against strain, and when we find out the slope, that slope of the graph is also called as modulus of elasticity. So we see that modulus of elasticity is also defined as it is the graph which is plotting between stress against strain, and that graph is passing through origin, and the slope of that graph is also called as modulus of elasticity. That is about Hooke's law. After that we studied elastic modulus. So there are three types of elastic modulus. So we studied one by one. So first type of modulus.
पॉज करो.
So we write here elastic modulus. So there are three types of elastic modulus. So first type is called as Young's modulus. First type of modulus is called as Young's modulus. Now we define definition of Young's modulus. So Young's modulus is defined as it is related to the change in length. When there is change in length, that type of modulus is called as Young's modulus. So it is the modulus of elasticity which related to change in length of an object like a metal wire or rod or any beam. So these are the examples of Young's modulus. So due to the applied deforming force, there is a change in length. For that we draw this diagram. Suppose this is a metal wire having length L. When we apply load to that wire, there is a change in length. When we apply load here, there is change in length. So that change in length is called as Young's modulus. So in figure we write, consider a metal wire of length capital L having a radius small r, wire having a radius small r. Then a load is applied to the wire. So we write here F equal to mg. On applying the load to the wire, the length of wire increases. There is a slightly change in length. That small l is called as change in length or increase in length. So that increase in length is represented by letter small l. Suppose A is the area of cross section of that wire. So we write here longitudinal stress is equal to, we see formula in last period, that is equal to applied force divided by area. Applied force is F, area is equal to A. We know that force F is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity, and there is a wire, area of that wire is equal to pi r square. So we get formula for longitudinal trace, or it is also called as tensile trace. So tensile or longitudinal trace is equal to applied force divided by area, that is F upon A. F equal to mg, area of that wire is equal to pi r square, that is area. So give this as equation number 1. Similarly, we find tensile strain or longitudinal strain. Tensile or longitudinal strain, the definition we studied in last period. So that is equal to change in length divided by original length. So there is change in length is equal to small l, original length of wire is equal to capital L. Now we find here Young's modulus. So Young's modulus is the ratio of longitudinal trace to the longitudinal strain. So that is the ratio. So we get formula y equal to, in equation number 1 we get value of longitudinal trace, and in equation number 2 we get value of longitudinal or tensile strain. Substitute this value. So from equation 1 and 2 we write here that is equal to applied force F upon A that is equal to mg upon pi r square divided by tensile or longitudinal strain is equal to small l divided by capital L. When we substitute this value, we get formula y equal to mgl divided by pi r square small l. So that is formula for Young's modulus, and the SI unit of Young's modulus is equal to, again the unit is same, which is we see in our last period for longitudinal strain. Longitudinal stress is equal to applied force. SI unit of force is Newton and area is meter square. So Newton per meter square is the SI unit of Young's modulus. Young's modulus is represented by letter capital Y. Also we find out the CGS unit. So CGS unit is equal to dyne per centimeter square. Now we find out dimension. So dimension of Y is equal to dimension of force M1 L1 T minus 2 divided by dimension of area is equal to L square, and dimension of tensile strain or longitudinal strain is nothing. So that is M0 L0 T0. When we substitute this value, we get Y equal to M1. Now here is power L raised to power 2. Shift this to numerator. It becomes minus 2. So L raised to power minus 2 into L raised to power plus 1. T raised to power minus 2. So we get Y equal to square bracket M1 L minus 1 T minus 2. So that is the dimension formula for Young's modulus. After that, now we see our second type, that is called as bulk modulus. So write here number 2. It is represented by letter capital K. So bulk modulus is defined as the ratio of volume trace to volume strain. For that again we consider same case which we have studied in last volume trace. Suppose that is a balloon. Volume of that balloon is V. V is the volume. When we press the balloon, there is a decrease in volume on applying pressure dP to both sides. Here we consider a balloon. The volume of that balloon is V. When we compress that balloon having pressure dP, what happens? There is a decrease in volume. That decrease in volume is dV. So we write here volume trace or volume strain. Both we have studied in last period. So we get volume trace is equal to dP, that is change in pressure. Applied force volume trace is equal to dP, that is equal to applied force divided by area. When we value substitute applied force is equal to A into dP divided by dv, that which we get, that is equal to a getting cancel, vv getting cancel, only dp is remaining there, so that is equal to volume trace is equal to change in pressure. Similarly, we find out here volume strain is equal to change in volume divided by original volume. Here change in volume is dV, original volume is V. So we got here formula for volume strain is equal to dV upon V. Now substitute this value in formula for bulk modulus. So write here bulk modulus K is equal to volume trace divided by volume strain. When we substitute this value, we get dP divided by dV upon V. So we got formula for bulk modulus K equal to V dP divided by dV. So that is the formula for bulk modulus. When we see that the SI unit of bulk modulus is again same, that is equal to Newton per meter square. Similarly, CGS unit is dyne per centimeter square. Now we see dimension. Dimension is again same, that is equal to M1 L minus 1 T minus 2. So that is the dimension of a bulk modulus. Now we see another definition, that is called as compressibility. So what is meant by compressibility? Compressibility is defined as it is the reciprocal of bulk modulus. So we write the definition of compressibility. It is reciprocal of bulk modulus. So we get formula for compressibility is equal to 1 by K. When we substitute value of 1 by K, we get compressibility is equal to, substitute value 1 divided by V dP upon dV. So that is equal to dV upon V dP. So that is the formula for compressibility. Then we see SI unit. When we find out the SI unit, compressibility, opposite of that, that is equal to meter square per Newton. Similarly, CGS unit is centimeter square per dyne, and dimension of compressibility, it will become, it is equal to m raised to power minus 1 l raised to power plus 1 t raised to power plus 2. Opposite, that means 1 upon that dimension. So 1 upon that dimension, that will become m raised to power, here is a plus 1. When we shift here, it will become negative. It will positive, it will be positive. So we get dimension of compressibility is equal to m raised to power minus 1, m raised to power 1, t raised to power 2. So that is about bulk modulus and compressibility. Now we see third type. Third type is called as modulus of rigidity. Modulus of rigidity is represented by letter eta. So it is related with change in shape of an object, and modulus of rigidity eta is defined as it is the ratio of shear stress or shearing stress to the shearing strain. So eta is equal to, we write formula for that, shearing stress divided by shearing strain, or only shear stress divided by shear strain. And we studied last period, shearing stress is equal to applied force divided by area, that is a tangential force per unit area, and shearing strain is equal to theta. When we substitute this value, we get formula eta equal to F upon theta. SI unit is again same, Newton per meter square or Pascal. CGS unit is dyne per centimeter square. The dimension of modulus of rigidity eta is equal to m1 L minus 1 t raised to power minus 2. So we see there are three types of modulus of rigidity. So we stop here.